Hey Cowboys fans, welcome back. Today we're diving into everything you need to know about the Dallas Cowboys as we approach the final stretch of the season. The team's playoff hopes might be off the table, but that doesn't mean there isn't plenty to discuss. Every matchup matters. Every injury has a ripple effect, and the performances of individual players can shape the conversation going into next season. First, let's talk about what's going on with the injury report because that's always going to play a huge role in how this team looks on the field. Tyler Tunn and Marvin Over are both out this week. For Over, it's a short turnaround with his 4 to 6 week ankle injury compounded by a concussion, and that keeps him sidelined. Tyler Tunn's absence is expected, but it's still disappointing when key players miss time, especially as the team tries to close out the season on a competitive note. Ryan Fenoy has been downgraded from limited at practice, which isn't great news, though thankfully it's not a severe knee issue. There's still a chance he could return for Week 18, but right now it looks unlikely for Week 17. 6 players were limited at practice, which technically means they're eligible to play, though history shows that being listed as limited doesn't always translate to game time availability. Kalen Carson, for instance, was limited last week, but didn't suit up due to his hamstring. Tyler Booker has a new ankle concern, though he appears likely to play. The Cowboys need their offensive line to hold up through injuries, and Booker has been solid, especially considering he's a rookie. He hasn't been a liability in the way some first-year guards might be, and there's definitely a bright future ahead for the Alabama product. Carson's hamstring have been an ongoing issue fluctuating throughout the season. He's shown flashes, but consistency has been tough, and that might reflect broader issues with how the defensive backfield has been coached or schemed. Kavontae Turpin is also dealing with a neck injury and has had a rough season. He's been part of a unit that has struggled on both coverage and returns, and managing his health is crucial. Javonte Williams isn't completely healthy either, which explains his reduced snaps against the Chargers and increased touches from Malik Davis. Even with those limitations, Williams has delivered a strong season and has justified every penny invested in him. Donovan Wilson continues to deal with a hip issue that has lingered for much of the season, and that's another key piece for this defense that the Cowboys need to monitor closely. On the practice field, TJ Bass, Savone Revel, Nathan Thomas, Kenny Clark, and Malik Davis were all full participants despite some bumps and bruises. It's a short week, so you often see more players carrying minor injuries than usual. 3 players remain on the reserve list. Josh Butler, Phil Maffa, and Peyton Turner eligible to be activated, and there's always a chance we see some of these guys get reps if the team wants to rotate or rest starters. The Washington Commanders, on the other hand, are being absolutely decimated by injuries. Eddie Goldman and Jalen Lane are on injured reserve. Jamal Agnew failed his physical, and many others on their roster have struggled just to make it a practice. Their quarterback situation is particularly unstable, with Josh Johnson expected to get the start, which adds another layer of uncertainty for Dallas. As we look at this week's matchup, the Cowboys face a team that has been inconsistent at best. They're a 7-point home underdog, and the offense, while talented, hasn't looked sharp over the last couple of games. Meanwhile, the Cowboys' top 5 offense has been performing at a high level, even if the defense has struggled. Dak Prescott has been spectacular this season, ranking second in passing yards across the league. He's been named to the Pro Bowl, and even without participating, his performance has been undeniable. Critics often point out that the Cowboys had a 4,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, and 2,000-yard receivers yet missed the playoffs. But the real takeaway is that the offense has been among the league's best. The shortcomings have been elsewhere. Over his career, Dak has dominated the NFC East with impressive records against both the Giants and the Commanders. Every game adds to that legacy, and it's always interesting to see how he navigates these late-season matchups. From a strategic standpoint, the Cowboys don't need to chase wins at any cost, but avoiding injuries remains the priority. The last thing anyone wants is a key player getting hurt in a game that no longer impacts playoff positioning. Beyond that, there's the potential for some players to rebound and show their capabilities. Defense has been inconsistent, and the coaching staff has had to make adjustments throughout the season. Cavante Turpin, for instance, has had some bright moments but has also been involved in too many negative plays. Savone Revel and Lee Cooker have had their challenges as well, and linebackers have struggled, leaving room for improvement across the defensive unit. This game also presents opportunities to evaluate younger players and depth on the roster. Justin Barron could see time on special teams, and the team will be looking to understand which backups are ready for larger roles moving forward. With the playoffs out of reach, every snap becomes a chance to gain experience, evaluate talent, and prepare for next season. That includes considering where the Cowboys might land in the draft. While the top 10 is unlikely, positions around 11 to 13 are realistic given the current standings. Team management will be watching outcomes across the league, hoping for certain results to optimize draft positioning. Games involving the Vikings, Lions, Chiefs, Ravens, Packers, Bengals, and others all play into this, highlighting how interconnected results can be even when the Cowboys themselves aren't in playoff contention. Offensively, the Cowboys should have a field day against a banged-up Commander team. Prescott, along with a talented supporting cast, is capable of exploiting weaknesses, while the coaching staff needs to manage key moments effectively. Red zone efficiency, fourth down decisions, and commitment to the running game are all areas that require attention to finish the season on a strong note. At the same time, it will be intriguing to see how the defense responds to a backup quarterback scenario. Josh Johnson, despite being a career journeyman, presents an unpredictable element, and any slip-ups could further emphasize the need for coaching adjustments. As the team approaches Christmas Day, there's plenty to watch for. Player bounce-backs, the management of injuries, and the execution of game plans. Evaluating the performance of veterans and young players alike provides insight into off-season needs, potential roster changes, and the development of team identity. Even with the season effectively over, the focus remains on performance, preparation, and laying the groundwork for a stronger campaign next year. Every play matters, and every decision on the field offers lessons for the future of the Cowboys, keeping fans engaged and invested in what's next for America's team. As we move deeper into this week's analysis, the spotlight shifts towards some of the individual matchups and positional battles that could define this game. On offense, the line needs to maintain its composure and protect Prescott, particularly with Tyler Booker potentially managing a minor ankle issue. His ability to hold the edge and create pockets for Dak will be critical. The offensive line has been a cornerstone of the team's success this season, allowing the quarterback to operate effectively and opening lanes for the running game. Malik Davis has seen an uptick in touches recently, partly due to Javonte Williams' limited mobility, and it's been impressive to watch how he stepped up. Young players like him provide a glimpse into the future depth of this roster, and the team will be evaluating how well they perform under pressure, even in games that no longer impact playoff standings. Wide receiver matchups are always intriguing, especially when you consider how teams like the Commanders have struggled in coverage this season. With injuries affecting their secondary, Prescott and the passing game have an opportunity to exploit mismatches. St. Brown and other key receivers have the chance to break off big plays if the offensive line holds and the route combinations are executed cleanly. It's not just about the physical talent. It's about timing, chemistry, and reading the defensive schemes. This could be the kind of game where we see explosive plays that remind everyone why this offense has been one of the most productive in the league, even if team success hasn't always reflected that. Turning to the defensive side of the ball, there's a lot to unpack. Dallas' defense has been inconsistent this season. And with multiple players managing injuries, it's likely we'll see a combination of veteran presence and opportunities for younger players to prove themselves. Cavante Turpin's struggles and coverage have been well documented, but there are moments where he flashes his potential. Savone Revel and Lee Cooker have had games where they've been targeted frequently, and learning from those experiences will be key for the remainder of the season. Linebackers have had a challenging year, and the team's ability to adjust on the fly, particularly against a backup quarterback like Josh Johnson, will be a test of coaching acumen and player awareness. Even with the opposing offense limited, defensive assignments must be precise to prevent big plays and maintain field position. Special teams could also play a critical role, particularly with younger players like Justin Barron possibly seeing time. Special teams often get overlooked, but in games where playoff stakes are minimal, these units provide a valuable opportunity to evaluate depth and execution under game conditions. Punt returns, kickoff coverage, and blocking assignments all contribute to the overall success of the team, and strong performances here can set the tone for next season. The coaching staff will be observing closely, taking notes, and making adjustments that could inform decisions on roster construction moving forward. Another area of focus is the running game. While Javonte Williams may not be at full health, the team's ability to maintain balance between run and pass will be important. Maintaining a consistent rushing attack helps control the clock, keeps the defense off the field, and allows Prescott to operate without being pressured into high-risk throws. Even against a weakened Commander defense, disciplined rushing and effective play action can open up opportunities for the passing game. It's not just about stats or flashy plays. It's about executing consistently and minimizing mistakes, which will be a major theme for the Cowboys as they close out the season. The coaching staff's decisions in critical moments, particularly in the red zone and on fourth down, will also be under scrutiny. Brian's play calling has been inconsistent at times, and evaluating how he manages situations where the outcome is less about winning and more about preparation could be telling. Balancing aggression with caution, particularly given the injury risks, is a delicate task. Every choice has implications for player development, team confidence, and the overall trajectory heading into the off-season. The way the Cowboys handle these scenarios may provide insight into how the team will approach similar moments next season when the stakes are higher. Defensively, the focus will be on limiting big plays while also giving the team's younger players a chance to gain experience. With multiple starters dealing with injuries or limited in practice, this is an opportunity for backups to step into larger roles. It's a chance to evaluate talent, test depth, and see who can rise to the occasion under game pressure. From the quarterbacks to the linebackers and the defensive line, every player on the field has the potential to impact the outcome, and their performance could influence decisions made during the off-season draft and free agency periods. Speaking of the draft, the Cowboys' positioning is another key storyline. With the team out of playoff contention, every game becomes a scenario where performance, injuries, and team management intersect with draft implications. The likelihood of landing a top 10 pick is low, but positions around 11 to 13 are realistic. Fans and analysts alike will be watching results from other games from the Vikings and Lions to the Chiefs and Ravens, as these outcomes can affect Dallas' final placement. Managing these games with an eye toward development and future positioning is part of the strategic puzzle that the coaching staff must consider. In addition to evaluating individual players and draft positioning, this stretch of the season is also about team identity and culture. How do veterans respond when the pressure of playoff contention is gone? How do younger players embrace the opportunity to step up? How does the coaching staff balance winning, player health, and developmental priorities? These questions are central to understanding where the Cowboys stand heading into the off-season. Performance here can shape not only roster decisions, but also the mentality and cohesion of the team as they prepare for the next campaign. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a move that has sent shock waves through the NFL, sources now indicate that MYLES GARRETT, one of the league's most dominant defensive ends, has reportedly agreed to join the Dallas Cowboys. The confirmation coming from ESPN is still being treated with cautious optimism by fans and analysts alike, but the implications for both the Cowboys and the wider NFL landscape are already being debated fiercely. Garrett, known for his combination of speed, power, and relentless pass rushing ability, has been a cornerstone for his previous team, consistently ranking among the league leaders in sacks and pressures. His sudden link to Dallas has sparked immediate speculation about how the Cowboys' defensive scheme might evolve. Will they build their entire defense around him? Could Garrett's presence finally push Dallas into true contender status after years of near misses? These are the questions that fans are asking as rumors swirl. The potential fit seems almost too perfect to ignore. The Cowboys have been seeking a game-changing defensive presence for some time, and Garrett's ability to disrupt quarterbacks could be exactly what they need. Analysts are already projecting how he could impact the NFC, with some suggesting that as a rival might force rival teams to rethink their offensive strategies entirely. Off the field, the buzz is just as intense. Social media platforms have been flooded with reactions ranging from disbelief to excitement, with fans speculating on everything from jersey sales to locker room dynamics. Some insiders have suggested that Garrett's leadership qualities could bring an entirely new culture to the Cowboys' defensive unit, creating a synergy that hasn't been seen in Dallas for decades. Of course, nothing is official until contracts are filed and announcements are made, but the ESPN confirmation has added significant weight to the rumor. Sports talk shows and analysts are already dissecting every angle from salary cap implications to draft strategies. Could this move trigger a domino effect in the league? Would other teams scramble to adjust their rosters in response? The speculation is as intense as any playoff week, even though the season is still unfolding. For now, Cowboys fans are dreaming of a new era of dominance, while the rest of the league braces for the possible chaos a player of Garrett's caliber could bring. Whether this rumor will solidify into reality remains to be seen, but the mere possibility has reignited conversations about what it truly takes to build a championship-caliber team in today's NFL. One thing is certain, the mere mention of Myles Garrett in Dallas has everyone talking. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.